spotlight, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul. Good vibes only, I'm in control. Turn the music up, let the rhythm roll. I move my body, I'm alive, I glow. Unstoppable, dancing through the fire. Every step higher, taking me higher. Smile so big, can't hold it in. Good vibes, good life, let's begin. Every scar made me wiser. Every tear lit the fire. I don't fear what's ahead.
And I am live, everybody. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing? This is Aranel. I am the face behind this business page, personal page, and my YouTube page. Hello, everyone. Happy, amazing Friday. Hello. So, this is a part of my 90 Days Grow and Success Challenge. And tonight's topic is I'll be talking about resilience, determination, and my top problem solving strategies. And also, tonight is my day 39 and 40 of this 90 Days Score and Success Challenge that I created like 2 years ago, I believe 2 or 3 years ago. And my mentees and I and other business partners are doing this. So they're either doing this live or they're doing it as a post or as their reel as well. So yeah, happy amazing Friday. It's Holy Friday, guys. So excited for the Easter. So today I really want to talk about something that every single one of us will face at some point in our journey, whether in our life, whether in a business, whether in our personal growth, right? And that is the reality of challenges, the moments that test us, and the strength, right? And yeah, the internal strength that it will take us to keep going even when things the don't look like the way you want to work one, right? Don't look like they are working. Excuse me. Because guys, the truth is success is not built on perfect days. It's not built on early wins or easy wins or a smooth path, but rather on the ability to stay committed and to continue showing up even when things feel uncertain or don't when things are overwhelming and also discouraging, right? And this is where resilience and determination comes to play. This is where determination and resilience come in, not as something you are born with, but as something you build that strengthen it and embody over time through what? Of course, through experiences, through your awareness and international growth. Hi, Nathan. So let's talk about resilience. What is really resilience all about? This is not about avoiding hard situations, right? And it's not about pretending that everything is okay when it is not, right? But rather, it is about your ability to face challenges, then process them, and still find ways or find the strength within yourself to rise again, even when things feel heavy or unclear. You know, it is the quiet strength that allows you to keep moving forward after disappointment, and that happens all the time. To hold yourself together when things don't go as planned, and to trust that every experience that you're facing, or even the difficult ones, is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more grounded version of yourself, right? Because for me personally, resilience showed up in moments when I had to stay strong for my family, when I had to manage work, I had to manage business and motherhood all at once, and when I had to continue believing in, uh, you know, I had to continue believing in a vision that was not yet fully visible, right? That is resilience mean for me. And how about determination? Ooh, determination. Determination is the decision that you make, is the decision that you make over and over again to to keep going regardless of how you feel in the moment. Because guys, you understand that your current emotions really don't define your long-term outcome, right? It is waking up and choosing your goals even when you are tired, even when things are slow. Just like this morning, I wake up at 3:33 in the morning, and I stay in bed a little bit because I know that it's my off day, so I kind of like pamper myself a little bit. Then I woke up about like probably after 20 or 30 minutes after that, because when I'm waking up, when I am waking up, I tend to just stay in bed and do my meditation, right? And then I wake up. I had to ask myself, should I go downstairs or should I stay in bed? It's my day off. I had to really take good care of myself. But in the back of my mind, that whispers, Arnett, this is your time to do your workout, because I work out 4 days a week. You know, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, right? And I had to work out like, oh man, I had to work out again, right? So that that is, that awareness that I have, that like, you know what, I gotta get up. This is for my own good anyways. I had to work out, and then after that, I feel so refreshed. And after working out, I stay in the floor and just start meditating. You can meditate when you're in the floor. You can meditate when you're on your chair. And at 5:30, my alarm snooze again for me to lead a morning routine with how many people join me this morning? 108 people worldwide, right? So I had to lead morning routine with my business partners worldwide, and we did that, and it felt really, really good. And I had to wake up my kids, prepare them to school, then drop them off to school, then boom, I had to go pamper myself. So I went to a cafe and then did my breakfast and work my business a little bit over there, and then come home and work on my business, right? And join Zoom, uh, work on my business again, stuff like that, right? So again, that determination that I have really working for me. You can find your own way to motivate yourself, or to find that determination to move even though if you don't want to. Because, and the thing is, you really need to anchor yourself, right? You have to bring your purpose, you have to bring your why and the life you're creating, not just for yourself but for your family. And that's the reason why I had to get up even though I don't want to. I'd rather want to stay in bed, yes, but the thing is, I had to balance. You have to question myself, like, is this good for me, or is this the monkey mind that's talking to me, right? So again, determination is what separates those who start from those who finish. Because again, starting is not easy. That's what other people said. Starting is easy, but it's staying consistent, staying committed, and it's staying focused when things get hard. That is where true growth happens. So let me share you guys a little bit of a story where I needed resilience. Oh, there was a moment in my life when I realized that I could not afford to panic. I couldn't afford to break down, and I had to step into the version of myself that was calm, that I was grounded and strong, even when everything inside me wanted to react, right? A few days ago, my dad called and said he couldn't breathe. And this is true. He called me almost in the middle of the night. And he was saying that he couldn't breathe, and that moment could have easily turned into fear and chaos, because I am 1 hour away from him. But instead, I chose to stay present. to guide him and to hold that space of calmness, because I knew that my energy in that moment mattered. What happened when I'm panicking? It makes him panic too. So what I did, I just stayed calm. I had to hold that space for calmness because he needed that. And that experience really reminded me why I started this journey, why I chose to build something beyond just my corporate job, and why I wanted to create a life where I could be present, that I could be more prepared and strong for the people I love the most, right? And yeah, so that's what happened. That's where I built. That's where I needed resilience in my life, and why resilience is a skill you build. Well, the thing is, resilience is not just something that magically appears when life gets hard, but rather it is something that you develop through daily habits. That's something that you can build over time through your mindset, and through how you choose to respond to situations over time, right? So every time you choose to stay calm instead of reacting, you have to respond. Every time you choose to keep going instead of quitting, right? And every time to for you or I mean every time you choose to learn instead of blaming others, you are strengthening your resilience muscle. You're creating brain cells, resilience brain cells, right? And just like any muscle, the more you use it, the more you get stronger over time, right? So how did I use resilience to solve my problem, right? Well, resilience really allows me to stay in the game, you know, but problem solving is what allows me, or what it allows you to move forward, for you to adapt and to find solutions even when the path is not clear yet, right? Because again, guys, challenges are not meant to stop you. They are meant to develop your ability to think, right? To adjust and to grow into someone who can handle bigger opportunities, right? Yes, actually, that is feeling better now. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite scary. He's dealing with this big C. I don't want to say it here. Yeah, he's dealing with the stage 4 big C. So that really, been the thing that I have been dealing at the moment. But of course, I don't see him as that person who is dealing with the big C. I think and act like that's a part of him going for his annual checkup. Probably, I would say that, right? So yeah, so the strategy that I really want to share with you guys is pause before you react, right? That is one of the most powerful problem solving strategies that I have learned over time. That it is the ability to pause before reacting. Because when emotions are high, clarity is low. And decisions made in that state, um, what will I say? Um, Decisions made in that state often lead to more problems instead of solutions, right? So, again, pause, take a deep breath and think really before you're reacting. Instead of reacting, you have to choose to respond, you know, taking a moment to breathe in, to step back, and to really assess the situation, because when you do that, it allows you to respond with intention rather than impulse reacting into a situation, which really creates uh, when you slow down a little bit, that really creates a better outcome and more aligned decisions as well. So avoid overreacting when things happen that is not in your control. The good news is, that one thing is, you cannot stop the environment, right? Because that's not in your control. But the only thing that you need to do is to control uh, your control your thinking, you know. control your attitude as well, like than overreacting, right? Overthinking of something that didn't even happen at all, and that happens all the time, right? Yeah. And then strategy that I really want to share it with you guys is focus on the solution, not the problem. Okay. It is it is very easy to get stuck focusing on what went wrong, who is at fault, or why something happened. But that mindset really keeps you in a loop of frustration instead of moving you towards resolution, right? So when you shift your focus to what can I do next, or what is the best possible solution right now, you take your power back and move yourself into a space of action and progress. That is one strategy that I can share with you guys. Another one is break down the problem, right? Break the problem down. Sometimes challenges feel overwhelming. I feel you, because we are looking at them as one big problem instead of breaking them down into smaller manageable steps, right? When you take a step back and simplify the situation into a smaller path, it becomes easier to identify what needs to be done first, what can wait, and how can can you move forward one step at a time, right? And sometimes when you also assess the situation, you create great questions. And once you're creating questions like what had happened, like can I assess this, and the more you go deep dive in that problems, actually there is the solutions actually there in front of you. And then the more you're asking great questions like what did I do, like how did this happen, like oh okay, so it happens. Sometimes it's just like, for example, why I was upset, and I have to assess that, like what caused it, what was the root cause why I'm feeling this way. Is that something that what was my last thought? That's why I like self-evaluating myself, because every time I am upset into something and I have to really kind of assess the situation and what was the root cause behind it, and what's my old thinking, what was the last thinking, and what causes this, what was the conversation that I had with someone, why it end up this way, right? And I have to assess that. Then okay, I had that aha moment, and I'm gonna go back and then do my own ho'oponopono, and then eventually it was okay. Now I get it, and now I understand, right? But I don't really get upset all the time because I don't judge people. I have to understand, because the level of standard that I have at the moment is totally different than that person's standard. So totally understandable, right? So strategy number 4 that I really want to share it with you guys is seek guidance and stay teachable. I love being coach. If I had some situation that I can't really figure the answer, I always ask my accountability partners or my coach, right? Or I had to find solutions through online, chat GPT, right? There's so many resources that you can use somewhere to ask guidance also. And the thing is, you don't have to figure everything out on your own. And one of the smartest things that you can do is seek guidance from people who have already gone through similar challenges, right? That's why staying teachable, asking questions, and being open to learning always help you. It allows you to shortcut mistakes and grow faster, because you are not relying only on your own experiences, right? Another one is to stay emotionally grounded. Oh, this is my strength. Your emotional state plays a huge role, guys, in on how you solve problems, because when you are overwhelmed, stressed, or being reactive, your ability to think can be limited, right? Or is limited. That's why always practice like breathing, meditation, and mindfulness because those really help you to stay grounded, which really allows you to approach challenges with clarity, with calmness, and confidence, right? And then always take imperfect action too. Waiting for the perfect solution, the perfect timing, the perfect plan can keep you, what's the word, can keep you stuck, but progress comes from taking action even if it's not perfect because you learn from it. You get those aha moments like I'm glad I made a mistake. I celebrate my mistakes actually. Because sometimes it teaches me a lesson and I laugh at it. Like, why did I do that? You know what I mean? But I am glad it happened and I celebrate it, right? Because I get a new perspective from that errors. That's why every step you take gives you back feedback, gives you experiences, and that feedback alone helps you adjust, helps you improve, and move closer to your whatever desired outcome you want, right? That's why uh these things really is a few stuff that I do, and 21 minutes. So at the end of the day, really resilience keep you standing, determinations keep you moving, and problem solvings move you forward. That's what my thought for the whole resilience, determination, and problem solving. That's why you don't need to, again, you don't need to really figure it out on your own. You just need to be willing to grow through what you go through and stay committed to whatever purpose or vision, or and trust the process, trust that every challenge is preparing you for something bigger, right? Something greater, because at the end of the day, the version of you that you are becoming through all of this, the stronger, the wiser, more grounded version of you, right? That is exactly who you need to receive everything you are working towards, right? So, again, my call to action tonight, guys, is I really hope that this message spoke to you. And I want you to reflect that. Question is, what challenge in your life right now is actually preparing you for your next level? And if you answer that question, then oh, that that opens up possibilities in front of you, right? So that's something that I really want to share it with you guys about the resilience, determination, and problem solving that I usually do every time I face some adversities, every time I face some challenges in my life. So I hope you learned a little bit from that. Yay, I made it to 23 minutes. I'm so grateful that I did that. Hey guys, so how are you there? I'm doing great. Oh, yes, my dad is doing amazing, Brenda. He's doing better now. Watching. Thank you, Oma. Congratulations. Congratulations. I see the post. Yes, a full year ago right now I started attending now. Yeah. It's been a while now, right? And we're uh in more years to count. I see this one is like gonna be a yearly thing anyway. So thank you, Brenda, for being behind my back all the time when I am not around. And also Nina from Greece. Hello. And Nathan. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And yes, thank you. And I'll see you guys probably on Sunday because I try to do go live every day, but I really thought about this a lot. Like, you know what? Instead of spending my 30 minutes here, I'd rather spend my 30 minutes with my family. So I do it every other day so I can spend more time with my kids because at the end of the day, right, like there are some moments that I'm from work and I go straight to here in my office, do my coaching call. Tomorrow I have two coaching calls. So, and I'm glad it's done in one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Very limited, but I keep my schedule open so I can spend more time with them as well. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and have a good night.
This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable,